Alright, muri yeZimbabwe kusangana kwatiri kuita zvakare ipo pano paZimu News Update apo patinodai kupa first hand update anonga ari kuitika munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. So kana uri mutsva usabve pano usina kusubscribe, kulike nekushare. Sekuziva kwatiri kuita muri yeZimbabwe kunyika yeSouth Africa zvinhu hazvina kumira zvakanaka apo patiri kuona kune nhauwa dzakasiyana siyana dziri kuitika ikoko kubudikidza napresident, kubudikidza nevagari, because tiri kuona kuti president Cyril Ramaphosa wari under pressure kuuya kwakangoita kunoku vachionana napresident Fire Mnangagwa ndo pakasimudzwa falafala scandal yenhauwa dzakamboitika kupurazi kwavo riri kuLimpopo rakangofanana nePrikebe famo. Muri yeZimbabwe zvinhu zvinomira zvakanaka, tiri kuti tiwerenge tese pano zviri kuitika, then tozonzwa zviri kuitika kuSouth Africa nenhauwa yemarch yekunzi vanhu vanofanira kunge vari vanodzokera kunyika dzavo. So tiri kuona panapa muri yeZimbabwe regedzai tiwerenge tese tione kuti president wenyika yeSouth Africa vari kuramba kuti hakuna zvinhu zvakadaro, musatore mutemo kuuyisa mumaoko enyu. So tiri kuona kuti zviri kuitika izvi muri yeZimbabwe zviri kuitika zvekutoti mapolitician vanenge vachizivana ndo vanhu vanongachitambisa vanhu toitoi yekutoti regedzei tidai nekudai vachitenderedza vanhu brain muri yeZimbabwe. So ngatiwerenge tese panapa munzwe kuti zvakamira sei, then tichazosiya tichikunzwisai nhaurwa yacho kune vari kunyatsa kuziva kuti zviri kunyatsa kufamba sei. So tiri kuona panapa nyaya kunzi South African President Cyril Ramaphosa have appealed to citizens not to take matters into their own hands amid growing concern over illegal immigrants, stressing that law enforcement agencies and government institutions are responsible for addressing the issue. Tiri kuona panapa ndo mashoko avari kutaura muri yeZimbabwe. Tiri kuona panapa kanywa kunzi speaking in a national address on Sunday evening, Ramaphosa called on South Africa to respect the rules of law and allow authorities to deal with immigration related challenges through establishment legal processes. South Africans must not take the law into their own hands, Ramaphosa said, emphasizing that immigration is a global phenomenon that should be managed in a line both national and international laws. Mashoko arikutaura napresident kunyika yeSouth Africa, but watoriwo pamahwani nenhauwa dzavo dzanafalafala scandal dzedzi. The president said the government remains committed to tackling illegal immigrants while maintaining social stability and protecting the rights of all people within the country's borders. Tiri kuona panapa muri yeZimbabwe ndo zviri kuedza kuti ava panapa vari busy kunge vari vanosapota maforeigners munyika yeSouth Africa, tisikazive kuti zvinenge zvakamira sei. Tiri kuona kuti ikokoko kumusoro vanenge vachitaurirana vachitambisa vanhu nhova vanhu vari pasi apa muri yeZimbabwe, especially macitizen. Ngatize macomprehend.
You bought your bed for, let's say, $700, and the value of that bed, you've been staying with it and sleeping with it on it for almost like 2 years, and you can value for $700. You can't. Maybe you can say my bed is worth now $100. So you have a lot of stuff which you can take back home. It depends with your form, how you're feeling it at the border, because you are going with your second-hand stuff, and you can't say you bought the lamp for almost $60 and you've been using it in your house and it's now worth $60. It cannot be worth $60. It could be worth $10. It could be worth $5. And on your lamp, you use $5. So the volume of your duty-free is given by the Zimri people. And the duty-free, it can range to 800, but depending now with your form, how you're feeling it, because you are going back home with second-hand goods which you were using in South Africa. If I bought the TV for $300 and I've been using it in South Africa for 2 years, I can't put $300 on that form. I could put $40 because it's a second-hand TV. I was trying to explain. And mostly people, when they are like asking you, they always ask you, say, okay, I'm going home, and how much is the ticket? I said, okay, your ticket one way, it's $700. And then the second area where the customer is going to ask, When I'm going home, I want to take my stuff duty free. How much? Then I have to have almost like 15 minutes explaining to the client how the person should fill in the form and what volume of how much Zimri allows him or her to take the stuff duty free. Is that understood now?
But let
Thank
me
you.
be controversial, GD, and ask.
Yeah.
Let me be controversial and ask. Just
Yes.
like you see, we've seen with that loudmouth Ghanaians. You know, Ghanaians they were told to come home. Those who want to come, they voluntarily
Yes.
came home. Surely they didn't go home on the same ticket as someone who's willingly just traveling back home. Would that, if let's say ZANU PF extends that kind of a leverage to say all those who are coming home because they are running away from South Africa, we are not even going to audit what they are carrying. Because
Explain to
clearly these
you.
people are not coming home under normal circumstances.
They look at your passport as and when it was stamped when you were coming into South Africa, right? And the exit point with your entry, it has got a stamp and it says I'm in South Africa such a time on the border. And now I'm going back home. It tells you how many months you've been there, how many years you've been there, and they have to really go by your passport. The entry point and the exit point determines what goods you are going to take. Free goods you're going to take. If you've been staying there for only just 6 months, you can't have a duty free stuff. You can't because you haven't stayed for 2 years. Thank you.
Yeah, in terms of where they arrange people to come to Zimbabwe, those ones in Zimbabwe, they normally you bus them. So it's a bit of carrying a luggage which you can carry. It then exclude the furniture and other things. So my focus, where I was having a problem with the GD, was about the clothing, where I was saying the clothing, they say 3 bags. Then the other issue is about the car, motor vehicle per person. I agree with him to say if you have a wife, you can have 2, as long as it's one entry, at one entry. But where I have, it's the value of that car. To say, she was saying, you can bring a car at any value. When Walisa was saying, no, it's 40. And referring him, to that statutory instrument, which the customs official used to one of us returning there, to say because of this, your car must be 140. And those conditions, which she said that they don't exist, where I was saying you don't have to sell that car for a certain period, and even those electoral gadgets, you don't have to sell them for a certain period. It's very unfortunate. Gondias is dropping. I've referred somebody to him for when I was busy before, sometime with the similar issue. I thought he gave him the advice is back now. Maybe you might add on that section SIE, which I was talking about, to say now these things, at border, they were using this section 154 of 2021, and they were zooming a lot on subsection 105. That is statutory instrument. No, it's statutory instrument 155 of 2021 and section 105. That is what they were using to say you can bring only 3 bags. And and what else do they say? The value of the car, they were just at 40. And I mentioned a lot to do with those ones who are illegal, to say they can still bring their own. But the biggest problem with those ones, in most cases, they don't have that passport which has been stamped to say she's going to South Africa, she's crossing across the Limpopo. from my village, which is on the border. And when he comes back, he now needed to prove. That is why I was saying they have to use an affidavit statement from the police, landlord, or the community, or employer, in terms of those ones, because we have farm workers from my community who are working as farm workers in South Africa. And they are just being paid. And those farmers, they don't want to give those affidavit statements, so they will end up going to police and other community leaders. But that one is useful.
Because those farmers are hijacking people. Eh?
No.
Farmers are actually trafficking.
You are speaking on your side. I'm not speaking because I just want those.
No. I want to agree with you, because if you have someone illegally or without the proper means, you won't be able to help them, and it doesn't make sense why you would want someone's services but fail to help them in the time of needs. It explains a lot about those farmers, ne?
Yeah, it's all right.
The relationship with their employees, because I don't like the relationship they are having with. Yeah, I don't like the relationship they're having with their employees. To be honest, I don't like what Africans are going through in these farms. I don't like it. Whether they are legal or not, or South African or not, I can tell you that for free right now. I don't like what is happening in the farms.
I can tell you, but it's better off than in Zimbabwe. I'm one of the farmers anyway. I'm pointing myself. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm pointing, including myself, to say it's better off there than there in terms of salary.
Can I clarify something?
Also, that is where I wanted GD to try to clarify, to say, is he still saying that even on the cost of, if we are importing motor vehicles, that is where we were having a lot of questions. Only everything, GD.
Okay, let me try to help you on the car issue.
Yeah, let me go to other things where you said
you mentioned about the car. You mentioned about the car.
Yeah. Just hold on.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, for everything, whether it's TV or whatever.
Okay.
It must only be 6 months old. It's duty free. It's only the car which they said.
No.
So
Baba Minijo, let me explain
back
to you. Let me explain to you.
Just come back. I want to know our part. So I was not listening. I was busy. Where are we now?
Okay, we were trying to explain to everybody.
So on double mute.
It's okay. We were trying to explain to each
about?
other regarding about the duty-free stuff, when you are like coming back home and you are like a returning resident, and maybe you're staying in South Africa.
Why are we there now?
Because value, of those people.
The value of
no. No, those people who are returning, who are being chased from South Africa with those threats, they have come with their goods, and have their goods being confiscated because they did not follow the proper procedure. So when trying to zoom on the proper procedure for both legal or illegal, because 30 June is looming and those guys are giving 30 June, but they are not telling us what they will do on that 30 June. Very clever people, South Africans.
It was a question from Scott. He doesn't need a presentation, Doc.
No.
He wants to regulate.
No. I don't know.
I don't know why you are.
I don't know why you are interfering. I'm just.
No, am I wrong? That Scott wants to know.
Dobbs is responding well. I wanted to understand.
I introduced.
No, is the reason why. Is the reason why, Scott, we have digressed from. I need my mic.
Yeah, that is why we were trying to help those ones.
One question led to the other, and then we ended up with a debate.
So the issue was trying to help those ones who are illegal in South Africa, the best way they can bring their goods without them being confiscated or for them being asked to pay duty. That is where we were zooming.
Can I help on this one, Mukuma Dobbs? Okay, Munaka Shika ku South Africa are illegal. Murungu, the guy was working for him in the farm. He doesn't want to give him a letter, right? But the police says you can go home to your country, right? Are we together? Then he or she can go with the police to this person at the farm and say, tell the truth to the police that when I started to work for you, if it's 2 years or 3 years, please tell the police. Then police would have a good documentation for the person who's like leaving back and she's going back home. That's the two people
No,
who can apparently help him is the police and the farm guy.
no. I've already covered to say if the farm guy doesn't want the community,
No,
can
what I'm
still
saying, we are
the,
talking
the
Mukoma Dobbs.
community can still do that. The hospital records, the school records, and the other records can be used.
True.
And they are accepted.
Can I say something? Maybe
They are
we
accepted.
can
The
progress.
Zimra accepted them. That is what I was doing.
This discussion is quite healthy, but I think thanks Scotty for coming. It should not close our eyes and contradict ourselves, especially in front of our neighbors, that we are complaining over a system outside this development, that even the groceries that you see people carrying, crossing Limpopo as if they're being swallowed before they even enjoy their groceries. It's heavily taxed. It's about taxation, so we can scrutinize, and I don't think we need a fundi to explain to us. Nothing will change. It is a system where it will not empower anybody. It would rather give handouts. It will give a 16, 17, 20-year-old, and I'm not exaggerating, a youth fund 5,000, and rather they go and buy a small car instead of teaching them how to sustain themselves. So I'm not trying to say you must stop talking, but it seems we have forgotten that there's no way. It's empowerment. What we're talking about is empowerment, self-empowerment, which is sad to say you are ripped off everything that you have worked for. And yet the role of a government, it is the responsibility not only of Zimbabwean government, every government all over, is to look after its own people. But when they fail to look after their own people, it's absurd that the people that fend for themselves, this is how it ends. They're treated like rubble. So the issue is on that. It's a simple Kurutse and everybody who's listening here. If I empower you, that means you are in charge. You can bring me down. It's as simple as that. And this is what the cab seeks to do. You will not have cattle. You will not even have kids, or your daughters will run to the master. It is a kingship that is being constructed here. I'm not trying to kill the spirit here, but at least we forget that all this, what does it boil down to? It is making sure that you don't lift your head. You suffer. You subscribe to the master. It's a fact. I yield my mic.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to say
Any
what
update
Margaret
from
said.
Parliament?
Let's be sympathetic
Yes,
with the young people and let's talk less as the
No,
old
any
would,
update
please.
from Parliament? What is happening
you.
in Parliament? Is there any updates from Parliament? Let me check.
But what do we hope to, while you are busy checking, what do you hope to get out of the debate in Parliament? I don't think we're going to get anything pro Zimbabweans or pro Africans. There's nothing that's going to come out of there that is going to satisfy all of us. Only thing that's going to come out is the rubber stamping of what ZANU-PF wants to do, because they just want to go through a rigged process to end up claiming they've gone through the process and lie. We know they've already approved this thing. I'm just tired of the gimmicks ZANU-PF is playing. I really am. At this point, they might as well announce what they want to announce. We don't care.
You never know, Kurutsi. Maybe the advert might tell us something good news. Maybe there's a real fight, fist fighting, because this thing is very tense, by the way. It's very, very tense. I just thought maybe the update might, add value to what we are discussing. But I hear where you are coming from.